Welcome everyone to the Advocacy for Public Health video. So what are we going to look as far as public health are concerned? What are the word of mouth publicity that needs to be done? What are the advices that needs to be promoted? There are 9 basic principles. Let us continue with the video. Public policy video. The goal is to have influence the public policy through various form of persuasive communication or repeated communication. Sustained public policy attention will occur when issues becomes a political priority as on when on basis. When you keep on hearing it time and again, when there is a word of mouth publicity, when people are aware of it, it automatically gains the political agenda. Center of Global Development in 2007 says this political priority. National political leaders publicly and often privately express sustained concern for this issue. Government, through an authoritative decision-making process, enacts policy that offer multiple strategies to address the problem. Government allocates and release public budgets commensurate with the problem gravity as on when on basis. You need to understand this. There are 9 factors. Did I say the 9 factors which the Center of Global Development professed in 2007? Based on the case study, Global Safe Motherhood Initiative in Guatemala, Honduras, India, Indonesia, and Nigeria. 9 factors shaped degree in which maternal mortality achieved the political priorities in 5 countries. 9 factors in 3 broad categories: the transnational influence, the domestic advocacy, and the national political environment. I recollect the 3 broad categories: the transnational influence, the domestic advocacy, the national political environment. So, first and foremost of the 3 factors, the transnational influences, are we talking about promotion of the global norm as the best standard, as the benchmark standard, provisions for resourcing and financing. Then comes the domestic advocacy, unity among advocates, political champion, use of research and indicators to define problem, use of focusing events to bring attention, offering of a clear and practical policy solution, national political environment as on when on basis. This is what we should be striving for time and again. Role of advocacy. Advocates can influence the policy process at any stages. The data, the research, evidence can and should be used to advocate at every stages if possible. We are talking about problem identification, issue framing, problem definition, assessment of potential interventions, policies, choices, policies, implementation, policies, evaluation. This is what role of advocacy is all supposed to be. It should be a political policy process at every stages. That is what we should be looking. Now, US aid frame for advocacies, if I may say around it, it is all about analysis, strategy, mobilization, action, evaluation, continuity, and analysis. Remember, continuity leads back to analysis. From here, we are going back to the step number 1. So there are basically 6 steps: analysis, strategy, mobilization, action, evaluation, and continuity. Way back to the step of analysis. Again, strategy, mobilization, so on and so forth. You need to analyze what is the situation as far as public health are concerned. How do you intend to mitigate those things, as in the strategy? Probably the resource mobilization, probably the manpower mobilization has to take place, and effective implementation to be done under the action thing. Once things have been executed, you need to understand the feedback, as in what was the evaluation all about it, what was the outcome all about it. Based on the feedback, if it is positivity, we keep on continuing it. If it is negative, we strive to improve upon it. Actions, tactics for persuasive communication. Basically, issue briefs is not more than 1 to 2 pages. Issue reviews is approximately 4 to 6 pages. Letters to the editors, editorial, opinion, information campaign, other forms of public education. Letters to the policymakers. Visit to the policymakers with a packet of material, documents. Remember, not only documents, we are talking about evidences, testimony, written, oral, draft legislation. This is persuasive communication, speaking at every stakeholders, be it the media, be it the policymakers. Issue briefs is again 1 to 2 pages long, tailored to target audiences, clear and concise message, often used in bullet form points. Issue briefs most successful when most attention is given to the policy agenda rather than defining the problem. Call to action is absolutely clear. Message resonates with the core value of the propagandist or of the community that you are talking to, your target audience perhaps. We are talking about policy advocacy, remember. The review is approximately 5 to 8 pages long, tailored to target audiences, your preferred community. Provide condensed summary of information on problems and the proposed policy agenda. Goal is to provide a concise argument for political priorities for an agenda. Issue reviews most successful when conclusion is upfront. Call to action is crystal clear. Review of data, evidences is not biased. Sources are complete. Sources are accurate as and when on basis. Persuasive communication is direct at a general public audiences. Typically, we have 750 to 800 words style. Writing style usually with an attitude, punchy, energized. Avoid long academic sentences. Do not have many facts or statistics. Writes about an average person. Main the message or the punchline needs to be there at the beginning of the piece, not at the end. Be specific and clear about your action agenda. Themes for tactics. Lead with your conclusion. Be concise to the point. Be clear of what you want. Action agenda must be clear. Emphasis policy strategies rather than policy goals. Policy goals is all about increasing prenatal care and use. Policy strategies increasing public funding for nursing, midwives to provide PNC at a public clinic. Then is what we are talking about, spending more time describing your policy strategies rather than that of your problem. Themes across tactics. Understand stakeholders' position, arguments against your position. Be ready with a counter argument. Be honest. Have integrity. Document your sources with care. Be polite. Be thankful for the access. Nurture relationships as on when on basis. These are your themes against the tactics thereby. Let me talk about the science, as in what should be the push behind, logical push, and advocacy, as in how do you push around it. That is World Health Organization. Science says builds a case gradually before presenting conclusions. Several points can be made in the same paper. Technical language can be utilized. Detailed explanation is a must. Hastily prepared materials can be discredited. Hastily, remember, created documenting certain things which with a very fast methods or with a very small span of time needs to be unbiased and objective. And this is what science is all about it. But what about the advocacy? First and foremost, take conclusion first, the headline, then support them. Limit the number of message. Absolutely avoid technical jargons. Simplification is must. Quick but accurate preparation. Actions are needed to take advantages of the opportunity. Present a compassionate argument based on the facts as on when on basis. The 9 laws of successful advocacy is what are we looking into it? Communication is a means to an end and not an end to itself. 9 laws developed by communication expert and successful advocates for social changes thereby. What are we looking at it? We are talking about the three essential component of any advocacy, which is clear and measurable goals, extensive knowledge of whom you are trying to reach and what moves them, compelling message that connects with your target audiences as and when. So yes, we are talking about clear goals. Yes, we are talking about extensive knowledge. Yes, we are talking about compelling messages thereby. To be followed by the systematic planning, reviewed from the start, clear instruction to the people for what to do and what to avoid, and why you are doing certain things. Make the case for why action is needed now. Matching strategies, tactics to audiences. Budget is adequate for success. Relying on expert as and when needed, as and when needed. The advocacy campaigns, and I'm just giving you many examples. Probably some of you have must heard of, some of you have not heard of. In case if you haven't heard it, you can always Google it down. Global Safe Motherhood Campaign across the globe. Truth Campaign, smoke prevention. Women's Right to Life and Health Project in Nepal, perhaps. Promotions and antiretroviral therapies in Thailand, and breast health global initiative. Now, these are nothing but advocacy campaigns that have been rushed through and probably have been much more implemented and implemented successfully. With this, I come to an end of this video. Thank you for watching this video till the end.